What's up, everybody? We are back with another $2 deck tech for 2DH, format we created to have a new meta for Commander to make the game more accessible for new players and players on a budget. I am here with Ryan. He is the less evil of the two Ryans that we play with, but he is heartless nonetheless, just like his general.
So, after playing a 4-hour game VDH, I decided to make a Heartless deck to speed the game up. And it turns out to be a very strong, powerful combo general. If you like red, if you like direct damage, and if you like just watching the world burn, this one will definitely be for you. So, as you guys know, Heartless here, he taps to deal damage to each player equal to half their life total rounded down. This is a very powerful thing in itself, as it can cause life totals to go from 40 to 20, allowing things to be in burn range, but it's even more powerful with the combos that I'm about to show you. To start, we definitely want to be able to give Heartless haste. So you run a package of haste enablers like Swiftfoot Boots, Anger once it goes into the graveyard. Hammer of Perforos is a huge one because it also allows you to, later in the game, make 3/3 colorless golems, which can be a finisher as well if you're having a hard time if the combo's been stopped. Fever, Crimson Wisp is fun. You can always just discard it to draw a card and get it out of your hand if you're looking to get there further. Lightning Mauler, just another haste enabler. After Heartless has haste, you want the ability to double his damage. This will allow any even life total to go to 0. The simple ones in the 2DH format are Furnace or Wrath. Curse of the Bloodletting targets one player. Sometimes this is really good if a quick aggro deck is getting out of control. You just put the Curse of Bloodletting on that target and eliminate that player quickly. Overblaze can be a surprise since it's not in the field to begin, and if you have enough mana to cast a Heartless with haste and Overblaze in the same turn, it's a surprise victory. Dictate of the Twin Gods has Flash, very strong. The problem is if we double the damage to everybody, we're doubling the damage to ourselves. So the last part of the combo is to keep yourself alive. Glacial Chasm is easily the best card for this. You put it into play, it reduces all damage dealt to 0. So we run Glacial Chasm, and we'll also run an Expedition map to make ourselves have 2 Glacial Chasms. Other things that can help keep us alive is a Dark Sphere. This one's hilarious. People never heard of it, don't really understand it, but it's tap and sack to reduce damage in half from a single source dealt to you. This will sometimes save you from a creature as well, but it'll definitely save you from a Heartless combo. And Lockstone Warhammer works the same way, as it gives lifelink. Meaning that you will be dealing damage to everybody else, gaining that life at the same time as it's dealing damage to yourself. If players are odd life totals, they'll go to 1, which makes Shivan Gorge one of the most hilarious kills in the game. You 3, tap it, deal 1 damage to each opponent. Really hilarious to kill 3 people at the same time with a Shivan Gorge. So, that's the Heartless combo. Heartless costs 5, and our combo pieces can be quite expensive. So what you gotta do is run a large mana ramp package. The all-star of the mana ramp package is easily a Treasonous Ogre. You may pay 3 life to add 1 to your mana pool. Since we don't care about our life total really, because we're going to try to get everybody to 0 at a sudden time, we can pump in tons of life into making tons of mana. 40 life gives tons of options. It'd be a turn 4 win if you draw a nut hand. Soulbright Famekin is another less known one. Pump 6 mana to give yourself 8. Also gives your creatures trample, which can help you finish the game off if need be. Besides that, Pristine Talisman is probably the next strongest because it allows us to gain a life, meaning if we are at an even life total, it puts us in an odd life total to save us from a Heartless combo. Besides that, you run your suite of 2-drop mana rocks. Everflowing Chalice, either 2-drop or multiple. You can drop it on turn 4 for 2 mana. Then you run your suite of 3-drop that are also added benefits. So with Heartless, we want to run up to mana as quickly as possible. However, Heartless will immediately make you a threat, so you need to be able to control the board as easily as possible. For that, creature control is very easy in mono red. Incendiary Command gives us many options. One of my favorite, though, is 2 damage to each creature. Heartless will live through this. Everything else that is small aggro usually dies. Also allows us to cycle our hand if we're looking for a combo piece. Destroying a non-basic land too can also be helpful if somebody's playing a Ghost Quarter or their own Glacial Chasm to get it out of the way for our combo piece. Board wipe of 3 damage to everybody. Blasphemous Act can be a complete board wipe. Earthquake, you pump into however much you need to. Promises it doesn't deal with flowers and does damage to each player. From the new Origin set, Ravaging Blaze is one of my new favorites because we often have spell mastery, so this will deal damage to a single creature and to a player, can also be a kill spell. Starstorm allows us to cycle, also allows us to wipe the board of creatures. Uncounterable, very strong versus blue. Mids and Mortars Overloaded can be a blowout. And then some targeted removal like an Incinerate and a Flame Tongue combo. Now we get to a backup plan or the win combos. Heartless, if you don't have a combo, can easily put somebody at 10 life throughout a game, in which case you can just do direct damage to the face with a Banefire, which can't be countered, Demon Fire, which has the ability not to be countered, Molten Disaster, which could have split second, and the reason I make those all very apparent is blue counter is easily the weakness of mono red. Devil's Play has flashback, so it's very strong. Pulse the Forge, you can get back to your hand. It's a very unknown, complicated card, but can easily allow you to deal 8 damage in the final turn with 6 mana. Spawn of Thraxus can be a complete blowout, especially if you have haste. It can kill one person and fly across for 5 to somebody else. Red Zenith is a multiple use, just X damage. And Comet Storm is multi-use, should be run in every red deck. So we're here talking about the Heartless combos, and then we just talked about the backup plans to direct damage to the face. Things to, help red get there, though, is we need a little bit of card drop. It's extremely difficult in 2DH mono red. What we have, though, are Staffing In. With our Mana Rocks, we can usually try to get this out quickly. Reforge the Soul is huge. If you drop all your Mana Rocks out of your hand, then draw 7 new cards, it's usually a win in hand. Faithless Looting allows us to basically get a free mulligan and maybe even get Anger into our graveyard. Besides that, we want reoccurring creatures like the Phoenixes. That way we can get them back to our hand or onto the playing field. Then we run an anti-blue package which has the weakness. So Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, a Reverberate, and a Wild Ricochet can often help. And a Citadel Pain often helps as well because it allows for players to decide whether they want to keep counter magic up or take direct damage. When a damage doubler is on the field, this can be pretty significant. Besides that, we need more backup plans. Word of Seizing and Zealous Conscripts allows us to take control of any permanent. This can be huge if artifacts or enchantments are things that are stopping us from our win. We can gain control of them and maybe knock them off of a Heartless or something like that, because red has no way to deal with enchantments in this format. Aftershock has multi-use. Then you got some artifact hate. With this with haste can be hilarious. 1, because you can drop it for 3, 2 more, destroy an artifact, and deal damage to somebody's face. Wonderful card, should be run in every red. Hate Flare allows you to do direct damage when you untap it, so it can swing for 5, then untap and do 5 to somebody else's face. Malignus with the double damage, since it's rounded up, if it makes contact at any player, it is an instant kill. Wonderful to have, especially with haste on a turn 5. Molten Primordial is a strong card. It allows us to gain control, can be a backup win con. And then Ruination is the land destruction that we run because we're running a monocolor deck, meaning most of our lands are basic, and therefore it can often be a blowout card for us. Speaking of the land base, I run 33 lands and a Temple of the False God. Do not count Glacial Chasm as your mana base because that is nothing but a combo piece. Besides that, if you like destroying the world and possibly killing yourself along with everybody else, Heartless would be an awesome commander for you. And good luck and enjoy.
Great job on the deck tech, Ryan. Thanks a lot. If you're interested in $2 Highlander, you can check us out on the links below. We've got more deck techs, lots of deck lists, and in the Facebook group we can give you feedback, help you build a deck that'll work for you. Thanks.